Hi everybody, I'm Francesco, Riccardo. We are Italian, but our studio is in Amsterdam. I start very fast because it's a long story and I want to be within the minutes. I start with two things. We talk about interior design. And there is one thing that my master, Andrea Branzi, told me years and years ago, 100 years ago, and was that design has the power to change the behavior of the people. And the other thing is that whatever we are seeking immortality with being architect, etc., design, interior design, is ephemeral. It's only 5 years. And as soon as you have done, the user come with stupid vases or paper, change everything you do. So design has to do with people. This image has 15 years. This is my girlfriend in my house with a cat. And it's always popping up to my mind when I think about offices. If you close your eyes and I say you office, you get a standard image in your mind. Desks all together, efficiency, productivity, etc., etc. And actually today, you can work everywhere. So, because with the digitalization, you can work everywhere. So actually, why do you need an office? I think we need an office for socialize, for finding unexpected encounters, for learn, and because office is a stable environment that can give us an upgrade in our lifestyle. And many times, offices are not like this. Offices are places of slavery. Also, if they are very nicely designed, where people have to work a third of their daily life in places that are designed following FTE. What is an FTE? It's a human being with his own emotion, his own dreams. People are assets. They can be fired if the company goes on. And they live in this beautiful office and it doesn't work. So, as my friend Massimo Bottura said, cooking is an act of call of act. I think design is also a call of act. So we decide at a certain moment to step out from the rules and make our own rules, our own way. And actually, there is one thing that I learned in these years of work. It is that the way we experience the environment has only one visible, is divided in 4 different levels, and only one is visible, but there are 3 levels, at least I found 3, that are invisible and are extremely important. And when we design, we are asked only to work with the first one, that is the function and the form. And if you are a good architect, you can bypass it, so you can do all the other levels. But many times, we don't, and we create spaces where the people are feeling very unhappy. And this level, in order of importance, so the last is more important, I show you to you. And the first is this one, is the visible, but the first of this invisible level is the culture and the ritual. Rituals is our way to approach every space, every object. And the culture is extremely important because we are different people. This is extremely important because it's our instinct, we are animal. So if I sit in the ground, if I start to walk, we smell, we hear, we have a body language. So the space has a lot of elements that are affecting our experience of the space. And our emotions are extremely important because if we are happy or if we are sad, we experience this environment in a different way. The last one is the magic and spiritual that I think is extremely important. And actually, I'm researching out of it. And I have to say that probably beauty is one of the elements that has this power. So I think that the future of design is in beauty because when you can connect spiritually towards an environment, you feel it very well. So we thought about that, and we start to work with environmental psychology. So we try to design, try to combine a lot of this invisible element. And we came out 6-7 years ago with a concept called healing office. We started with hospitals. We made hospitals where people were feeling much healthy, etc. And we create our own design method that is based on 10 different qualities. Actually, we do layout following these qualities. And from there, we create the typologies that they have a highly impact on the behavior of the people because they play on this level that are invisible. And we start to create offices in this way. Try to aim for health, happiness, and creating an environment where people can feel very comfortable. And at a certain moment, I think we were some of the first to do that. And we were lucky because in 2014, Google asked us to do their own European headquarters, and was a big success. And after follow many global companies, Facebook and many other. And this is the last one we are completing now. And it's extremely interesting because it's a hybrid environment. Hybrid is different than flexible and different than multifunctional because actually you create an environment that can be used in different ways by the people following their own mood, their own needs, their own identity. And this, for instance, is a tatami, this is a silent area. And this office is also interesting because it's an open-up office. So we are trying to create something beyond the office. And this is going to be open, going to have a school inside, going to have is public, many parts is public, going to have an hotel. So it's a completely different concept of an office for a big global company. And this is the office we are talking about, where these elements are used. You see, I just, after introduce my friend Riccardo, because actually he did the project. And the interesting thing is that this is an organic layout in which every place is designed in a different way. And all the central block, in the central block we combine all the closed space, so it's quite a fluid environment. I give you the word.
So basically this floor plan is similar in the 3 floors, but the characteristic of the floor is that each floor has a unique feature. For example, we have on the ground floor a cafe, on the first floor we have a Zen garden, and on the second floor we have a playground. For example, when you enter in this space, you already smell the coffee, you want to start your day with a cappuccino. Also Germans start the day with a cappuccino, I found out. And you chat with your friend, and you check your email, and you start in this cozy environment. Then you can, if you have big meetings or a big celebration, you can use the campfire, also located in the cafe. So where you have vibes and you have this more noisy environment. On the second floor, we have a playground, where you have basically to reinvent yourself. You invent your environment all day, every day. Here you can do it. All the furniture we design are flexible and light, so you can set up your environment as you want. And also the walls are foldable, so you can create bigger and smaller place. Then you have the 2 cores, where you have more intimacy and you have more quietness. Here you can share stories, you can share ideas, and you can have more quiet environment with your colleagues and friends. Together in this area, we also have an atelier, where you use more you do more manual activities, not all the time sitting in a desk in front of your computer. All these typologies, all these features are connected with this hybrid landscape. Where shapes are more like a roundish curve, and then you have organic shape also on the floor to allow people going around much easier. In this place, of course, you can work, but you can also relax, recharge, and contemplate in the Zen garden. Yeah, now we have a video. Because the most important part of this project was took 1 year from the concept to the execution, but the most important part was the last 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, which was the first 2 weeks of the people living this environment, were really nice to be there, because all the time we want to sit in the office for 2 weeks and see how people react and how people experience the space. And actually what was really, really interesting is that everybody after a few days already knew how to use completely the space, which was first a traditional office and now as a complete new world. And the happiness of them and the collaboration of them in this new space was amazing to see. That's why with these 4 levels that we use, we really stimulate emotion, and we manage to create this environment and give happiness and health to these employees and people.
We stop here. I think we stop here. We had another video, but
we can stop here.
Went out.
Maybe we can.
Well, I think we spend more than 1/3 of our life in the office, so it's even more important what you say. I'm asking to ask 2 things. You say you spend the last 2 weeks together to see how the people react, and if you have to change the space, do you have time to change something in a real way?
Yes.
And I know it's a provocation, but do you also have formal places? Because
formal places?
Yeah, because people are also. I love informal places. I live in informal, but sometimes forms is also related to the kind of rhetoric, of meetings. Like a board.
For instance,
a board is a board, So,
for instance, it's extremely. We have, for instance, a meeting room. We have a formal meeting room. In a formal meeting around the table, of course, you keep a distance, so we have a formal way to deal. But if you have a tatami room in which you can sit, you can lie down, you can have a completely different body language, so your behavior changes. So this is the reason why we don't call them all anymore meeting rooms. We call it, let's say, closed space, cuddling space. We use a Majlis, Arabian system that is very inclusive. So the way you create the space, but also the material, the lights around, create a space that is much more, say, deep, complex. And in that way, people can use it in different ways. So we found out that actually you need to enforce every individual to use the office like way. In my office, and it came by the fact that actually, as the shoemaker that has always the holes in his shoes, we could not decide how to do our office, and we made it without any function. And after we found out it was looking like twice bigger because people could use it in a free way as they wanted. And that, in my opinion, is something that has a very strong impact. We did, with this system of design, hospitals, a cancer center in which the patient, they were asking to stay longer because they were feeling very comfortable. So it's very difficult to express. So it's not, I can say, it's not formal here, it's very deep. So you need to, this is the reason why we show the people, because these faces of the people when they were so happy to be there, is that the things that counts.
So if you say that it's not only a multifunctional and flexibility, how would you call these new spaces? Because we hear a lot of co-working and multifunctional flexibility. How would you call them?
I call them hybrid and empathic. So these spaces are actually spaces that can fit many other spaces, because my vision about the office, that is office going to be disappear. So actually hospitality is going to take over. You saw yesterday the students' hotel, or this is exactly an example. We are going towards that. So the future of office is not an office anymore. It's a place so we can actually work everywhere. We are now developing system of holiday work, so resort where you can work. And the big corporate now, they try to be agile. They don't want anymore to get big headquarters, but they want to stay with the people because you can absolutely, so when you share also ideas, you can get much more flexibility, and actually they are free from cost that they are absolutely not useful for them. They want people, so they are hunting for brains. And today, the millennials, they don't want to go to live their own life sitting in an office or doing a career. They want to travel. So how can you make a life of people in that way? Thank you.
Thank you.